Okay, some of the other services that Crowne Tax Accounting offers are, first of all, accounting. Accounting and taxes go hand in hand. One of the things that we want to ensure is that your liability is reduced pretty dramatically. If you have just a personal tax return that you put business things on, either a business on a Schedule C, rentals on a Schedule E, you have about a 55% chance of being audited. Now, audits can go anywhere from they send you a letter and say, hey, I've got a question about this. You need to send in some more documents to, hey, I've got this letter. You owe me more tax. Send it in, and without any explanation, all the way up to, okay, I've got an audit going on and we're requiring you to send information and provide proof of what the deduction was taken and how it was taken and those kind of things. And so what happens, we find as we reduce that liability, there's a couple things we do. Number one is that we put them on a business entity, so you're actually filing, a partnership type return or a corporation type return, and those are big and advantageous to you because it reduces the liability. If I use these other types of returns over here, then what happens is that you're able to reduce that liability by about 10%. 55% to 10 is pretty big. And really, 10 even goes a little bit lower than that because the only guarantees in life are death and taxes, and after you die, you'll still pay taxes. So those are in place. Now, because we require these business entities in place, we also are able to create business entities. So we have a business entity creation team and make sure that your entities are in place and that they're put in place as well. The accounting, though, becomes another part of it. So I just went through an audit this last year with one of our clients, and they actually came out and the IRS owed them about almost $3,000 actually. And part of the reason of that was that the accounting was in place. So oftentimes people think, well, I don't need to pay for accounting, but what the liability piece is that if I have my accounting accurate and correct, and it's put in place, and that means that the financials, I have a profit and loss statement, I have financials of a balance sheet, and how you get there, we teach you how to get there and what to do to make them pristine, and even a reconciliation. So in this audit, the items in the bank account were reconciled, which means they didn't have to have any proof from the bank. They could just use the QuickBooks files that we had to be able to prove what happened. So there's a lot of advantageous ways to make that happen, and we know what to do in our accounting department. So there's several different ways we can teach you on your own. We look over your shoulder if you've got a bookkeeper or an account that you use, or we can actually do it completely for you. So there's a lot of different ways that we can have that happen. Those are kind of the biggest departments that we have. Of course, our tax department is there as well. And those are kind of the departments, the services that we would offer from Crowne Tax and Accounting.